I haven't shot any videos this month because I've been working on a new Zweihander album that'll be out on Halloween, so get ready for that. It's going to be a little darker, a little heavier than the last album. Hopefully you'll enjoy that. We need to talk about the Windows recall nonsense that's happening with 24H2, the fact that it's tied to your copy of Explorer, your File Explorer. It's no. I don't like that. Pretty sure we're going to figure out some way to get around that. The community always does. There's always hacks, but they're getting, more and more difficult and more frustrating. So in this video, we're just going to look at Explorer Patcher because they have updated and we can now return the taskbar to its former glory, get some old school flyouts instead of that new bubbly nonsense. So that's what we're going to cover in this video. But first, let's get your copy of Windows activated. There's this company called Microsoft. You've probably heard of them, and they make a product called Windows and something else called Office. And depending on what you're doing for work or where you live in the world, the price is completely different. That's why I like to grab OEM keys. I always head over to whokeys.com to grab my copies of Windows and Office. So you got Windows 11 Pro. You can also get Windows 10 Pro. You've got copies of Home for Windows 10 and Windows 11. And then we have two flavors of Office, Office 2019 and Office 2016, so you can get an offline version of Office and not worry about the monthly fees and all that nonsense. So what is the difference between an OEM key and a retail key? Well, besides the fact that retail keys are many times more expensive than an OEM key does not come with the fancy tech support from Microsoft. You'll have to go online and talk to someone like me or go onto a forum if you need tech support. OEM keys are also generally locked to your motherboard, so if you want to move it to another system, a lot of times you'll have to buy another key for that other system. But you'd have to buy a lot of keys to equal the price of just one retail key from Microsoft. So I need to unlock Windows 11. You can grab a copy of Windows 11 Pro, but right now at the time of making this video, Windows 10 Pro does activate Windows 11. So let's go ahead and grab a copy. I'll show you the price of Windows 11 here. After you log in, you can just click on Buy Now or add it to your cart. Once you get over here, TS25. Hit Apply and watch that price come down. There we go. That's nice. Now you should have to submit your order and I'll show you how to unlock. Once you're finished, all you have to do is click on your user account up here, go to your user center, click on My Purchase Orders, just View Keys and Codes, and you can just copy and paste your key, hit Start, type Activate, click on Activation Settings, paste it in there, click on Next, and you will be activated. So when it comes to unlocking Windows and Office, just pay a price that makes sense. Don't pay that nonsense retail fee. Get an OEM key from Whokeys. And now on to our regularly scheduled video. Explorer Patcher is a beautiful thing. It makes Windows 11 usable. I use it on Windows 10 as well, but it especially makes Windows 11 so much better. If you're using a desktop and you're a power user and you want to get things done and you don't like the bubbly interface that feels like you're on a mobile device, then you really have to use Explorer Patcher, but there's a catch. Windows 11 does not like Explorer Patcher, and that's because Explorer Patcher brings features back from older versions of Windows, like legacy bits of code that were kind of like still in Windows. It brings back older versions of the taskbar and the system tray icons, different flyouts for your networking and all that kind of stuff. It brings back some of that functionality. So if you're someone like me who's been using Windows for a very long time and you like the nerdy retro menus, the old school stuff that had all the options, well then Explorer Patcher helps a lot. Essentially, Microsoft has said this is a hacking tool and we're going to add it to Windows Defender. So whenever you try to install it, we're going to say, not going to be able to install it. Now that's a mess. You're going to have to go in and say this is safe, but Microsoft doesn't want you installing it because they don't want you to break things. And since Explorer Patcher is restoring old functionality that Microsoft is actively removing from Windows, as they update Windows, they're like, we're going to remove the Windows 10 Task Manager, and they did that. The Windows 10 taskbar, they removed that in 24H2. But all that functionality was still floating around behind the scenes. They're removing some of the flyouts on the sides, some of the old school, functionality. That stuff was all there. It was just in the background and turned off. But now they're actively removing it, and that will break Explorer Patcher. So what Explorer Patcher has done is started creating their own versions that are compatible. So I'll show you all that, but you're still going to have to be a little bit careful. I'll show you all that, and I'll show you what to do if everything gets borked and becomes foobar. Yes, we've got all kinds of silly words today. So anyway, I'm going to head over and download a copy of Explorer Patcher. We're going to get it installed. I've already got it installed, but we're going to get it installed, and then I'll show you what's going on. So first thing, when you come over to Explorer Patcher on GitHub, you'll see all this stuff here. Just on the right side here, click on Releases. There we go. And okay, so this release I've tried quite a bit. and it shows up as a virus. Well, it doesn't say virus, it says hacking tool. So it's not being flagged as a virus. It's not being flagged as a Trojan or anything like that, just a quote-unquote hacking tool. So in order to get this to work, you're going to have to copy this and then paste it directly into PowerShell. So I'm going to hit start, and I'm going to type PowerShell, and I'm going to hold Control-Shift, and I'm going to click. This is a very dumb thing that Microsoft is forcing us to do because there we go, adding all these exceptions to Windows Defender. So now we're telling Windows Defender just to leave us alone, which is really dangerous because in the future, if they were to update this, they could add a virus, and Windows Defender would ignore the virus. This version, I'm going to stay on this, and for a few weeks until when a new version comes out, and I suggest you do the same thing. Stay on the older version for a couple of weeks and just watch the GitHub and see what people are saying. And if they say, oh, the new version has a Bitcoin miner, I don't think the Explorer Patcher people are like that. They've always been really, really cool and really pro-community. So I don't think that they'll do that, but I don't know anybody, and I think it's really dumb that Microsoft is forcing us to add these things to the safe list. And then the other thing, sometimes it's going to stop you from downloading. So when I click on the setup right here, see right there, it's like, it's blocked, it's unsafe. I have to click on the ellipsis right here, and then click on keep, and it's like, are you sure? Show more. Keep it anyway. So you see all this nonsense I have to do right here? And then when you install it, I've already installed it once, but it's going to give you a red screen and say, don't do it, don't do it. So yeah, but you're going to have to do all that stuff. And then sometimes it's still not going to let you install it. So you're going to have to click start and type Defender. Go down to Windows Defender here. Click on your protection history and it'll show you here the threats. Yes. See, it says threat, hack tool, and it's calling it hack tool. So all you have to do is just scroll down. I've already clicked allow, but down here there'll be a little thing that says allow. So you have to click on allow there. And we got our allowed threats right there. See, Explorer Patcher. So you have to allow all that. Really stupid, really dangerous, but I'm going to do it anyway. You can do whatever you want at your own risk. If your machine gets a virus or something, you made the decision. You're just watching my video. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just telling you what I do and how it improves my functionality and my, working with Windows or whatever. I don't know. Once you get it installed, you can just right click on your taskbar and then click on properties. So this is Explorer Patcher. I've made videos on this in the past, but there are a few major differences here that make this much better. And the first thing is that in Windows 11, they've removed the Windows 10 taskbar. So see here, Windows 10 taskbar is not available in this version of Windows. So you're not going to get any of the taskbar functionality. However, we have Windows 10 Explorer Patcher version. And then that brings back all of the functionality over here. So now we have individual flyouts, Windows 10 flyouts, because let me show you what it is by default. Let me restart the File Explorer here. The default Windows 11 is this nonsense, which, if you like it, then use it while you're watching this video. So if it's got this bubbly stuff, it puts everything, it adds extra clicks to my life, and I hate that. It's just nowhere near as functional as the old individual flyouts. This feels like something you would get on a tablet or a mobile phone or whatever. So anyway, switch it back down here to Windows 10 Explorer Patcher. This is beautiful. Thank you so much for doing this. So I can do, if I go down to my system tray right here, I can come down here and we have our different flyouts. Let's do Windows 8 flyout. Why not? The sound, Windows 7. Yeah. Clock, let's just go crazy. And battery, yeah, which Windows 7, language switcher. See if it works out. No, I got to restart File Explorer. And now, check it out. Windows 8 is gone. So let's do our Windows 10 flyout. There we go. I don't have anything, so it's not really showing much, but yeah, networking flyout. But this is what I would love. They also added this stuff. We can have the icon over here go directly to our network connections and control panel. So if I click on that, this is a beautiful thing. Oh, yes. Oh, this is so nice. Now I can just come right down here and this is what I want. Yes, all this. This is what I want. And this stuff, sure, if you don't need all that nerdy stuff, you can actually tell it like, okay, instead of that, just go to the settings app right there. Now when I click it, it brings up the settings app. And if you only need this, then that's fine. They're adding more things in here. So I gotta say that's nice that they are adding stuff, but still we have this strange disparity where when you click on certain things, it brings us back here, and we're back in the old school stuff. Is this modern menu, is this really more functional? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. You can use whichever one you think is the most useful, but for me, this is awesome. Yes. All right, so that's cool. The audio thing, just old school Windows mixer. Look at that. And if I right click on it, it goes here. So yeah. If you click on File Explorer, I like to disable the Windows 11 context menu, even though it's getting better. Like, this is getting better. There's just a few things that I need on there. I'll give you, for instance, or something. We'll click on something. Like, this is nice and all that, but it doesn't have all the stuff I need. I use my Syn2, and it's got the compress too, but 7-zip is far faster than this. So I'm going to use 7-zip anyway. I'm going to go ahead and disable the Windows 11 context menu. Now we have this old school right-click menu with send to and everything else. While I'm here, I can't handle this nonsense. There, much better. Whew. God, I was about to have an aneurysm. The new Windows 11 interface is actually quite usable, especially now that we can drag things up here to the breadcrumb. So it's quite usable because now we can have multiple tabs. So that's pretty cool. Still can't do split down the middle, which is weird, but it is what it is. So start menu style, we have Windows 11 and Windows 10. I use OpenShell, so I don't even care. If you want to use a different file explorer like the Windows 7 style, it's still there. The functionality is still there. Check it out. Oh, we got to restart. Yes. There we go. And Windows 7 had contextual stuff. So if I click on this, it gives me these like contextual options. If I click on something else, let's see here. Click on this, it's giving me these options to open or whatever. I don't know. The Windows 10 start menu, it kind of works. I feel like Microsoft's going to remove this eventually. So Windows, and it doesn't really fully work. You can read this if you want to, but I'm going to install a totally different start menu anyway, so it does not matter. Coming down to Window Switcher. Windows 11 default's fine, but I kind of like the simple window switcher. You can customize this. So that's just Explorer Patcher. I like to add a custom start menu, and I like to add also a custom taskbar called Retro Bar, but I've made videos about all those already. This one's just mainly about the updates from Windows, about calling it a virus, and then also the updates that make Windows 11 24H2 completely tolerable. So much better. Thank you, Explorer Patcher team. Microsoft, stop saying that it's a virus, because it's going to become very dangerous when people start just allowing things that you say are dangerous, even though they're not doing anything. You know, they're not like stealing passwords or anything like that. So all right, so this is what it's like. Sometimes you'll log on and, you know, Windows, the shell, nothing will load, and the Explorer won't load. Press Control-Shift-Escape. If that isn't working, you can press Control-Alt-Delete and click on your task manager. So you've got this now. Stuff's running in the background. Click on Run New Task and then type Explorer. And then wait a second and look, everything's back up and running. Now let's say something really bad happens. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this again. Let's say that doesn't work and you're just here again and Explorer doesn't open anything. Control-Shift-Escape, Run New Task, Control. That'll open up your control panel. And click on right here, Programs, uninstall a program. Then you can click on Explorer Patcher right here. Yes, to uninstall. Yes, I want to uninstall Explorer Patcher. Let it do its thing. Uninstall complete. Thank you for using Explorer Patcher. Okay. And now it just, there we go, it restarted on its own. So now we're back to Windows 11 without Explorer Patcher. We got all this nonsense again, but it works, and you'll be able to use Windows until we get an update to Explorer Patcher, which usually comes shortly after the Windows updates. But again, I'm going to space it out and wait a little bit unless Microsoft reverses this terrifyingly bad decision to add a program that's safe to an extent if you know what you're doing and you follow what I just did when it comes to like fixing things up. Yeah, if they remove that from the Windows Defender list, then we'll be in business. But until then, exercise caution, follow these steps. I don't take responsibility for nothing. So, yeah, enjoy your computer. What's going on here? I really got to install Firefox in this thing. God. Head over to epicpants.com. How about one of these? Right there. $20. I need to put this sale. I need to get rid of this sale. It's been on sale for too long. And it's just too nice of a mouse for $20. That's all I'm going to say. Anything else here? We got mugs. These, it's gone, sold out. Look at that. Come on. You need Ivan in your life. Epicpants.com. I'll see you in the comments.